suffocates, whisper in the hall, where justice wears a mask and truth begins to fall. Every thread they pull, every lie they weave, in the courtroom's dance, who's left to believe? Oh, the devil's in the details, hiding in plain sight, innocent until the gavel steals the light. True crime echoes through the hollow night, fighting injustice with no end. The devil's in the details, hiding in plain sight, innocent until the gavel steals the light. True crime echoes through the hollow night, fighting injustice with no end in sight. A photograph fades where the truth once stood. Blurred lines between the bad and the good. The scales they tilt with every silver tongue, while the broken cry for a song unsung. Black robes sway like shadows on the wall. One wrong word and the mighty fall. Who's a sinner? Who's a saint? The jury's out, but the verdict's faint. Oh, the devil's in the details, hiding in plain sight, innocent until the gavel steals the light. True crime echoes through the hollow night, fighting injustice with no end. The devil's in the details, hiding in plain sight, innocent until the gavel steals the light. True crime echoes through the hollow night, fighting injustice with no end in sight.
All right, everybody, welcome to another Crimes After Dark on a Saturday night. I'm pretty excited. I'm super busy. I just looked at my calendar and I realized that I actually have a test to take on Monday midday, and I knew it was coming up. I did not know it was going to be on Monday. I really shouldn't be here right now. I actually should be studying for my test. It feels like a hairy test. It's my drone pilot's license so that I can put some boots on the ground in places and fly over some areas and give you some cool area footage coming up. So it's going to be a benefit to our show. But because we have a YouTube channel, I have to get a pilot's license, so Part 107 for unmanned aircraft. And that is a hairy little bitch because we have to learn about flight patterns and what the pilots are talking about at airports, even though I have no intention of flying next to an airport. If I was a hobbyist, I wouldn't have to put up with all that shit. So anyway, so it's a Saturday night. I'm already envious that one gets to do the live from New York. It's Saturday night. Son of a bitch. I just envy that guy. He gets to do the coolest outro ever, or whatever. So I'll just sit there and pocket my own freaking ego and let that shit go. I want to quickly bring up our panelist on stage. I'm going to let one come on last, just because he has got that monologue, and rather than have somebody sit behind while he's doing the monologue, we'll have him do our monologue before we get into the official show. So I'll bring him on last. So in no particular order, I guess I'm going to bring in, other than I'm going to put one on last. By the way, we probably will have Joe from State of the Deep joining us late tonight, or a little later than normal, so he'll be here. But let's get Dago up on stage first. Dago, how's it going tonight?
It's going great. Forget about it, like I always say. It's a Bugazi. Good to see you all tonight. Lee, it's good to be back. Great to be here. Thank you for having me again, and welcome everybody out there.
And you are co-streaming to your group as well, right? So we've got
welcome to all the meatballs, the Blue Crew, and all the denizens. It's wonderful to see everybody tonight.
I'm so excited about it. And I don't really have I don't have an agenda tonight. There's things on my mind. I want to tell people about oh my gosh, I got to tell you about the letters that I've got going on in Letcher County, Kentucky, in the Mickey Steins case, and letters in the Idaho 4 case. Holy crap. I tell my wife every night when I'm preparing letters that she said, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm working on getting myself killed, because when some of the letters that I send out, I swear are probably going to piss people off, but we'll get into that as we get the rest of the panel up on stage. We're going to get Robin up next, my lovely co-producer and right-hand woman and all those things you want to call her. How you doing tonight, Robin? Oh, you're muted. There you are.
There I am. Sorry about that. It's great to be here. How are you gentlemen this evening?
We are excited to be here. Yeah.
Good.
Tonight.
Welcome to. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say thank you for having me again.
Of course. Welcome to all the denizens, the blue crew over there on your side, Dago, and the meatballs. So great to have everyone joining us again. So hope everyone's having a great Saturday night.
I was going to say, because I don't have an agenda, I wonder if we're going to have anything to talk about. I know that we're always short on words, right? So we probably won't.
We don't ever have.
That's always an issue here, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and get some stuff off screen, so when I bring one up, he doesn't have overlays all over his face at the moment. I will say hi to the chat. Give me a moment, and we'll get more people in the chat. But let's get one up. And again, we got JJ State of the Day. He should join us a little bit late, but one, how you doing tonight?
Good evening, Dan. Good evening, Dago. Good evening, Robin. Hello, boss man.
What's going on? It's so weird when you call me boss man, because I know you have real bosses in life, and I am not a real boss. So it's like boss man. I'm not your boss. You got real.
I get that same feeling. That's what they call me in the Discord. They're always calling, "Hey, boss man." How I'm like, okay, whatever.
Good to see you, sir.
Yes, give us
our welcome here for your typical welcome.
It is Saturday
First, have a good night, Jackson, Juliana, and my wife. Love you guys. Is it good to be alive in the den on a Saturday night?
Always.
Here we go. The truth doesn't vanish. It sinks beneath layers of explanation. Press releases, official language designed to sound final. Midnight is when those words lose their power, when certainty starts to sound rehearsed, when answers echo a little too clean. This is where we slow the clock. We rewind statements, we isolate moments, we listen to the space between sentences, because that's where intention hides. Every case is built on choices. What to include, what to omit, what to say once and never repeat. Here, nothing is accidental. Timelines fracture, memories shift. Silence becomes evidence. We don't rush to judgment. We don't chase emotion. We examine structure, logic, pressure. Because truth doesn't collapse all at once. It bends first. And someone always notices. We don't tell you what happened. We show you what doesn't align. Not to accuse, not to defend, but to expose weakness in the story holding everything together. If you're listening for comfort, you won't find it. If you're listening for resolution, this isn't that kind of night. This is where doubt breathes, where authority is questioned, quietly, methodically, without permission, because the most powerful narratives aren't enforced by force. They're protected by silence. And silence is never empty. It's full of things left unsaid, full of moments skipped, full of details waiting to be noticed by someone willing to stay awake long enough. If you can sit with uncertainty, if you can hear questions without needing answers, if you're willing to follow the evidence, even when it leads away from what you were told, then stay with us. This is where stories unravel. This is where certainty breaks. This is Devil's Advocates. And with that, live from New York, it's Saturday night.
You son of a bitch. You know, well, I'm excited to get this kicked off. By the way, Dago's given me this help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope kind of vibe tonight. I feel like I should bow down to the master once you were the master.
Let me grab my lightsaber. I have 2 or 3 of them around here.
I bet you actually do, don't you? You actually do have a lightsaber.
I absolutely
I
do,
know you
my
do.
friend. I am a toy collector and a dork. Yes, I do. Good
That's
evening.
hilarious. Well, I got to tell you, I just, you know, I don't know if you guys have some stuff that you want to talk about, but I want to lead with a couple of things I'm going to tell you. So I got an interesting letter. I'm educating my little group on some business stuff and how we're learning a lot about public records release. And this last day or two, I got a letter back from Letcher County current sheriff. Now, remember, Letcher County's former sheriff, Mickey Steins, is in jail for shooting Judge Kevin Mullins in the judge's chambers in Kentucky. And so I got a letter handwritten, hand signed by the current sheriff, handwritten my name on the outside of the envelope. Was a little weird, just because like I put in a public records request for information related to Jennifer Hill, a person who mysteriously died during the trial of Ben Fields, one of the deputies there, right? And so the current sheriff wrote to me, and it felt a little too personal, having his personal signature on the letter and his handwritten name on the thing. And he just basically said, "Hey, got your public records request, but you need to fill out this form instead." And I had sent them a certified letter. So he sent me this like form, and it basically has this little tiny box for what would you like records. And it's no way I can put all that. I mean, I had a 3-page letter with the records that I'm requesting. So anyways, I learned a lot. And by the way, that form that he gave me basically made me verify 2 things. One, that I'm not doing this for commercial purposes. And I thought, well, shit, I'm a YouTube channel and it's monetized. So is this commercial purposes? By the way, It's not. It's not, because we're a news and information gathering channel. And so we have a public interest. And so just like CNN could operate as a news and still run commercials to pay the bills, I'm a news and information channel, and I happen to monetize so we can pay the bills. So we don't fall into the commercial thing, even though we're monetized. We operate in the public's interest. We're doing this for a public service, for education. And so that's one of the things I learned. And that's perfectly 100% legal to answer that way, that we are a public information and news source, essentially. Second question, they almost got me on the gotcha, was, please confirm that you're a Kentucky citizen. And I thought, well, shit, am I not allowed to request public records if I don't live in Kentucky? There was one of the checkbox options at the bottom was please, it was like they had like 8 options. I live in Kentucky, I work in Kentucky, I work for a company who works in Kentucky, and like the last option was or I'm allowed to have the public records because of Kentucky law, whatever. When you look up Kentucky law, it basically says if you're a news and information source looking for public information to educate the public, then you're eligible to get it. So I thought they cleverly made me feel like I'm not even allowed to ask for public records unless I live in Kentucky. But the last option is if you're seeking public information to inform the public, then you can do that. So it was kind of cool learning a lot about that. The other one that really was getting me nervous was what happened with the Brent Kopacka situation. And I almost feel bad putting this on YouTube. Why are you laughing?
The chat is just blowing up. I'm sorry.
I don't know what's so funny about these letters. All right, so hold on. Let me get into this.
It's the chat. Oh my God, you guys are great. They're having the best time.
Listen, this letter is going to get me killed. This is serious business. Now listen.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing with the letter. I was doing a little research on the massive redaction, right? We got hours and hours and hours of footage of the Brent Kopacka incident, and almost, I would say, a good 95% or better of those videos are redacted with a blanket RCW, which is a revised code of Washington. For those who don't know what RCW is, it's a revised code of Washington, and it's a big, long subsection of we're allowed to redact the entire piss out of this video because of this redaction. And they're not. I looked it up online, got a little help from our friend AI ChatGPT, who said, this is a common tactic of law enforcement to black box redacts entire videos on this blanket thing. And the law that they're citing specifically says this is not to be used as a blanket redaction. You cannot just blanket shit. And if somebody pushes back and appeals, and guess what we just did? If you appeal, you force them to not only go through and reprocess the entire video, but give you a log of all the places that they decided it was worth redacting and what the reason was for each section of the video. So unfortunately, I just created them a bunch of work because we did formally appeal it. And it basically says, please go rework everything you sent me and explain every step of the way why you redacted that portion. I also did an extra step which didn't need to be done, which was basically say, I'm going to cite 3 examples as examples, and it is not exhaustive, so it's just examples. And I pointed out how audio has obviously been cut when an officer says Brent Kopacka just said, and then they cut it out. I also pointed out what is obvious audio manipulation when you hear, because you can hear ambient sounds, everything, including ambient sounds, dampens during a point that you hear Brent Kopacka saying something in the background and then comes back up after he's done so that you can't hear what he says. And you can hear it. The whole ambient sound, everything dampens down so you can't hear what he says and it comes back up. And I said, you can't do that. You especially can't do it in audio without notifying somebody that you just muted something. You can't let them think that that's just the way the audio was. You have to let them know something had been redacted there, and they didn't. So it's not saying they did something wrong. What it's saying is I have reasons to believe that you overreached with the redactions. And here's the part that I feel bad. I feel bad because I don't want to go to war. I don't want to go to war. I really don't. Like, I want it to be I just have a job to do. I'm trying to inform the public.
Yeah.
What ChatGPT recommended I do is when I send that appeal with the, hey, I think you violated the rule of RCW, whatever, and please rework the entire package. And that's what ChatGPT said to do. They said, ask them to rework the entire package. And then they said, please copy their city attorney and their city clerk on the letter so that they're aware that you've filed a PRA, which is a Public Records Act violation, that you have reason to believe that they violated the intent of that law. And so you're sending it to their attorney to review, because if their attorney looks at it and thinks that they did possibly, the attorney is probably going to say, you need to answer that really quickly because that could turn into a lawsuit.
Right.
So it's kind of sucks, right? Because I don't want to go to war with anybody and I don't want to make them mad and I want to have a friendly relationship. And it was written friendly. I just said, hey, look, I don't think you guys did this exemption the correct way. Please cite in a log all the reasons why you did the redaction the way you did. And I'm also I'm formally appealing what you gave me and sending a copy to the attorney to make sure that they know this is a formal appeal. So it's a process, and it shouldn't make people go to war, right? but it's going to make them angry, right? It's probably going to be like, I don't have fucking time for this guy. Who's this asshole? So we'll see.
Exactly.
You know, and to be fair, guys, and I want to open it up for you guys to talk. To be fair, I bet you every news agency back in the day when they used to actually report news has the same kind of problem. I'm sure a lot of agencies get tired of CNN calling them and Fox calling them, but eventually what they learn is they're not going away. And well, fuck, now we got to deal with CNN, and they just get used to it. Eventually they get used to it. They'll be really resistant at first and probably hate my name, but eventually they'll be like, oh, here's Lee again. We're not going to get rid of him, so you might as well fucking, it is what it is. Lee's in our ass again today. So we'll see.
But it's ridiculous. It gets to be ridiculous though. I mean, like I said last night, you know, obviously if there's an ongoing investigation and they wait, they don't put the video out immediately on certain things, but from what I've seen, at least in the last, I'm not sure about years ago, but at least in the last few years, NYPD, we have a police officer involved shooting, whether it is in the news, like a big story or not, they put it out, they put it on their channel, and you can watch the whole incident. I mean,
Yeah.
They might just redact like the very like, do I need to see, someone's face splattered with blood or whatever? Like I don't, we don't really need to see exactly that, but they'll show all the way out. Like if there's deadly physical force, they'll show up to like the last second, and then you can see, like you can actually see, and then they'll show the body camera too from all the officers on scene, so you get like the different perspective, like try to get like what was actually going on.
Let me ask you this one. This is what so you say like NYPD, right? They make these videos available, and sure, they don't show the blood and gore part, but if somebody gets shot and killed in the line of duty or whatever, right? They show that video. Do they redact the person's face that got shot? Do they like hide it from people so you can't see who it was or not?
They'll redact part of it.
They they blur it.
Yeah,
they blur it.
Yeah, they'll blur like that part, but you can see just about it. They wouldn't. You won't find, at least from what I've seen. I haven't seen any video where they redacted people's bedrooms and all kind. Like they show the whole thing. They'll show the whole incident.
Yeah, they show everything from what I've seen. He's right. The only thing that they do is they like, it's not even the full face. They blur portions of the face,
right?
Where you can't differentiate who that person is, but you see everything else. So
let me ask you this though: why? This is what I don't understand. In the body camera footage of the Brent Kopacka thing, they knock on people's doors. There was a woman that opens a door, and her face is clear on camera, and you can look inside of her apartment. You see past her into her apartment. They didn't redact any of that. They didn't redact her face. They didn't redact her apartment.
I think that was a mistake. I'll be honest.
Okay, it might have been. It might have been because
right.
one could argue, well, she has an expectation of privacy in her own place.
Right.
I don't know if you have an expectation of privacy from your front door when you open your front door. So that's the other question is your expectation of privacy not the same when you open your front door because you welcomed somebody to look, but I don't know.
You got the plain view doctrine.
right. I mean, I learned a lot of that in photography.
Yeah,
if you're out on the street in plain view,
right?
And they videotape people in the hallway. Fine,
Right. Like someone opens their door, and I'm standing in the hallway, and I see as they open the door for the pizza guy coming in, and I see a firearm on there. That's plain view.
So where I'm getting with the question is, what rights are being violated of Brent Kopacka by not showing him at the door when he answered the door that lady's rights weren't? Like, why is it because he got shot and killed now we can't see him when it didn't protect the lady who they knocked on her door?
Yeah.
Why would it protect him? Like, I don't understand what about him dying suddenly means that we can't see who it was. That's what I don't understand.
Right. That's perfectly understandable as to why you couldn't understand it either. I don't get it either.
And I think it's an overreach. I don't think, and here's the thing, like I don't want to get super conspiratorial, but I will say that I'm not saying this is what I believe. So let me make this 100% clear. I'm not saying this is what I believe, but there are people out there who don't believe Brent Kopacka died that night. They don't think he was even there. There are people who think that was an actor, and the only way to prove it wasn't an actor is to see Brent Kopacka. You never see Brent Kopacka. You hear a voice. That's it. So for all the people who say, well, Brent died because you saw him get killed. No one saw him got killed. In fact, nobody saw him that night. You heard a voice. Right.
And this is the problem with the stupid redactions that they have. When the investigation or whatever is over, and now we have a right to see it. If certain things they want to take out, like part of the face or whatever, you would know what his body type looked like. If his friend watched the video, he would, people would be able to identify, yeah, that's Kopacka. That's definitely him. There's no reason. And by doing that, they just create more distrust. It's the whole point of it is to make it more transparent, and they're doing the complete opposite.
and look, I have no reason. I don't have any real solid reason to believe that wasn't Brent Kopacka. I have every reason to believe it was Brent Kopacka in that standoff that night. But if you're being intellectually honest, and if you start going this idea that maybe the military wanted to fake his death so that he could do undercover work for the military because he was a Purple Heart vet and worked for the military. Like, is there any scenario in which it would be possible that somebody would fake someone's death so that they could, so everybody would think they were dead, and then they could basically go do clandestine work because they're not even supposed to be alive. And maybe that starts to get crazy, but it's certainly the subject of movies, right? They'll fake somebody's death to make it look like they're dead when they're really still alive. So, so why wouldn't we just, to be intellectually honest, just say, just give us the sniff test, just prove to us that that was actually Kopaka, so that we can put that to bed as a possibility. And again, I have no reason to think it wasn't, but now that they're hiding it,
nobody's ever seen him though in that situation there. Not one time did we see him. That's kind of hard to grasp. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
It's the whole trust me, bro. You know, I'm not going to show you proof, but just trust me.
Just trust me.
Just trust us, right?
And that's the problem. That's the problem.
Wouldn't it be nice if we could?
Yeah, it's philosophically. I don't want to bust cops nuts because shit, we got a cop on the show. But the point being is philosophically, I feel like a lot of people in America have lost trust in the police, right?
Sure.
And because they've lost trust in the police, part of the reason why they've lost trust is because so much is hidden from us, and so much is the attitude of just trust us, bro. If we told you it's so, then it's so. And it's like,
right.
We got that answer for too long and realized too many mistakes were being made. So now we don't trust you. So why don't you, not you one, but why don't you in general, law enforcement, work on restoring the confidence of the American public by being more transparent?
Give us a reason to trust you.
Yeah.
Right. And it's not even just law enforcement. I mean, it's everyone from, you know, a lot of the government officials who are controlling the police in a lot of ways, saying, this is what you're going to do. You're not going to release this or whatever. It's the media who just play along with whatever they're told to say anymore. You know, we've talked about this on here a lot. You know, we are now the new independent journalists, essentially.
Yeah, and that's exactly how I feel it is. I feel
100%.
mainstream media has failed America.
Totally.
Yeah, and we're becoming more like journalists every day.
And you know what? You know what? I'm glad you said that, Robin, because it takes me back. Every time somebody says that, Kathy's Indie Zone, Kathy reads documents, she describes and breaks down documents and explains them. She does a great job, and she's always stated that she believes that the indie reporters, that's all of us, independent reporters, are going to be the ones that solve this case. Because we have delved and spent so much time in reality, done the investigation that law enforcement didn't do in this case. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I have to agree with her that at some point, if they don't block us, that's what's going to happen at some point. I can see it coming. You know what I mean?
They have no interest in solving the case. They have their talking points. And they have to, you know,
they follow their
they have to stay with the script. They have to stay in their lane, and you know,
and the sad reality is this is reality. We know these cases better than mainstream media. We know them way better because we actually do read the documents. They read a script that's handed to them by an editor, and they just go with it. And there are people who go on shows to talk as an expert about a case that they know not even remotely like we do, not even remotely. And yet they're being put on TV as the expert on the case because they let a briefing for a few minutes and said, here's what we want you to talk about. And then they come on and talk about it. And I'm like, they haven't even read the legal documents themselves. We read the legal documents. We read the police reports. We break them down. We ask questions. Like nobody in mainstream media is covering it like we do. And yet they act like we're the problem when they're not even doing any research. You know, it's just
that. And again, Lee, if you notice, people like Skeletor and Nancy Discrate and even Vinny, who I loved Vinny for a long time, mainly because of our Harry Duck ethic, but Vinny and Anjanette, leave me alone, and all of these other newscasters have gone out and started their own YouTube channels. What does that tell you?
Yeah, Tucker fucker Carlson.
I couldn't even. I believe I couldn't even watch it. I couldn't even bring myself to
and
see
they bring
it.
on,
I believe. I think Nancy Grace actually had a video in the past few days. It was something about kind of like doubling down on Koberger. I couldn't even bring myself to watch it.
She's an idiot. They're all idiots.
Yeah.
The things they say are so idiotic, and they bring on, like you bring them back to what you said, Lee. They bring on the most other, not all of them, because some of them do bring on people such as, like, I call her. She said she needed a nickname, so I'm going to call her Allie B. But you know, you brought her on here. She's intelligent. She's smart. She knows what she's doing, so on and so forth. When they bring on these idiots, okay, there's one woman that they brought on. I can't think of her name. She's a doctor, for Christ's sakes. that was talking about fucking vampires being at the possibly being involved in the grub truck thing, and I'm like, what? Are you
Oh, that's
Vampires.
I was not there. I swear, I was not there.
You
I was
guys!
not there that
no,
night.
you didn't just say that. And cannibals and stuff like that. And I said, no, she didn't. I'm done. I can't deal with it.
You know, vampirism has benefits. You get some of your best work done at night, I swear.
Well, you got to be careful because sometimes you hang around them and you can be turned into one. So, you know.
Right? I get it. Like I don't know when that happens, but yeah,
I don't know. Just saying.
You know, it's funny, and I don't want to see. I want to be careful because this is not a slight on Ali Benevento at all. No. But when I first met her, she was excited to tell me that she got invited to come on Court TV to talk about Brian Koberger, and on the down low, and she probably will not appreciate me like necessarily saying this, but she was like, like pretty much everything I know about the Idaho 4 case I learned from watching your show. And I'm like, and yet the irony is you're getting called on Court TV with Vinnie Politan to talk as the expert on the case, and it's not I'm not busting her nuts. I'm not busting her nuts. The point being is that literally because she's the attorney, she gets to go on TV and talk about the case when a lot of what she knew at the first time she went on about Idaho 4 was stuff she learned from watching our show, which is hysterical because again, they would never invite me to come on Court TV to talk about it.
100%. And they bring on, they bitch and complain and talk shit about YouTubers. And I've watched some of these channels bring on specific YouTubers, but they're only specific YouTubers. We all know Goofy, okay, gets brought on because he believes in fucking clip-on head fog lights. But anyway, and they will put him on there. And what credibility or what credentials do you have to go on a news channel to be an expert on anything?
Yeah,
nothing more than any of us. So you're going to turn around and talk down about the rest of us, but believe this one person. Give me a break. I'm just saying.
I know, and then, like I said, I want to. Yeah, I was just going to say that there was no.
That's my opinion. I shouldn't have said that. Like I'm on somebody else's channel. My apologies. I didn't mean it that way. But
my big problem is that along with the mainstream, media, but all these fools, idiots, whatever you want to call them, they don't have the cojones, the balls to when they make a mistake, when they know something, is wrong, or even if they were allowed to kind of have their own thread or do an, investigate something or whatever, they don't come on and they won't go back. Like, oh, by the way, when we talked about this such and such yesterday, we were wrong. This is actually, they never do that.
By the way, I feel like I am one of the worst. No, I am the worst YouTuber at engaging my chat. So I realized I got people in the chat and I'm like, why are they ignoring me? Why is this happening? I'm like, I'm not trying to ignore the chat. I suck at engagement with the chat because I'm talking to a full panel. And by the way, I need to bring JJ from State of the Deep up on screen. So let's get him up here to join us. What's up, JJ? How you doing? It's great to see you, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, everybody. DA, Robin, 1-1, Dago, Dennison's.
You're looking dapper tonight.
Crew.
Nice.
Very nice. So one thing, by the way, this will be a great night. We don't have a real big script or anything. We don't have a script. So please, Robin, if you haven't done so, send the link out for somebody to join us up on stage. If you're one of those people in the chat who are like upset that we're not engaging the chat, even better, come up and talk to us. Come up and talk to us and give us your mouthful and say, you sons of bitches, you're ignoring me in the chat. I don't mean to ignore the chat. I really apologize. It's hard to read all the chat when you're talking nonstop, and I never shut my freaking yapper. So that's part of the problem.
Well, we do have one person who this is their first time catching the live. It's Vanessa.
Oh, nice.
And I don't know how to say the rest of your username, but it's Vanessa.
Welcome.
And she said that she's never caught a live. She watches on the replay crew. We appreciate you so much. But welcome to your first live. You picked a good night to do it.
Yeah. It's a good night.
Yeah. Thank you for catching your first live, and we like to highlight just that, like we did. Like if somebody says it's their first live, we really want to pay attention to your question. So if you've got a question for the panel, that's great. And just sent a message about saying that the 302 Floyd's cannabis has no fog lights. What's that?
I said you do it. So I try to do it when he's in my channel. I'm like, I can't do it right.
I do it differently every time. It's just
You do it
it
great
is what
though.
it
I
is,
can't do it right.
So yeah, I mean the fog lights is a major issue. It feels like it's a major issue. It feels like it's a major issue. Like how did that not
well,
come
he's
up
talking about
during the Frank's hearing?
Yeah, I think he's talking about Hughes or whatever. That
Yeah, the
these guys,
Floyd cannabis.
yeah, these guys just double, triple down. This stuff has been proved now. I think Pav did like 100 videos on this now. We have the videos, the car that they say, I don't have all the timestamps exactly in front of me, but the timestamps that were listed in the PCA are not Brian Kohlberger's car. Was Kohlberger? Did he ever go to 1122? Maybe, I don't know. I'm not saying he's completely innocent, or maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. But the timestamps that they are saying that was BK's car, the suspect vehicle 1, they might as well, suspect vehicle 1 might as well have been Lee and JJ in that that picture that you guys have.
Right.
Where you're in suspect 1.
I don't know what to like. I mean, again, it feels a lot of us are saying definitively suspect vehicle 1 and some of those videos can't be Kohlberger's because of the fog lights. And we say it very definitive, like it's 100% fact, right? And yet I wonder, do they disagree? Do they disagree? Like, no, it is the right car. You guys are all a bunch of crazy YouTubers. You're seeing something that's not there. You're missing something or whatever, because we're like saying, look, that's 100%. A lot of people are saying it's 100% proof that vehicle that you labeled as suspect vehicle 1 isn't Kohlberger's car. So if that's the case, then your whole timeline sucks balls.
Yeah.
And what are we doing with the plea deal?
I'd bet money on it right now.
I would venture to say they do know 100%, you guys. And at that point, it's too late. They're already balls deep. Sorry for the phrase, but they're all the way in. They can't. They can't back out of it at this point. What are they going to do? I mean,
I feel that's kind of the answer. By the way, real quick, thank you for becoming a new member to the channel. I appreciate that so much, and I wanted to give you a shout out for doing that. Appreciate that. Yeah, I feel like you're right. The genie's out of the bottle at this point. So how do you put it? How do you put it back? And do you just double down on we got it right? And the answer is shut the fuck up. He pled guilty. So why are you guys talking about it? It doesn't matter if we got it right or not. He pled guilty.
Right. The big question is why, I mean, with the 60 terabytes of data or whatever it was, the crazy amount of data that Ann Taylor got, is it just, did she miss this? Because it wasn't argued. There was
a few. Did she not get a chance to argue it?
I don't think she got a chance. I think,
right. I mean, there was so much stuff to go over, but like
he
literally
just
seemed like, Go ahead.
I've got to leave room for Joe and Robin to speak at some time too, because we're all dominating shit. But I feel like Hippler literally limited the Franks hearing to only like 2 items. So he just flat out told her, we're not going to talk about anything at the Franks hearing except for the IGG information or whatever it was, right? And so people say, well, she blew her chance. She didn't blow her chance. The judge, I think, unless I heard it wrong, the judge gave her no chance. He literally told her the only thing we're going to discuss at the Franks hearing is this. Maybe she was going to present the fog lights. Maybe she was going to present the screams at 2 o'clock in the morning. Maybe she would, but he literally said, you're not allowed to present anything at the Franks hearing other than IGG information or whatever. That's the only thing.
She tried to bring up the CSLRI data, the CAS data. She tried.
Yeah.
And he
7 minutes. She tried to bring up the 7 minute.
And they were trying to, and they were, Jennings and oh, well, maybe the car turned around, and they were giving their bullshit answer. But I don't think if she just would have been like, well, look, his car doesn't have fog lights, and the car that is here has fog lights, so it's not his car. I don't see how Hippler would have. I don't see how he would have been able to turn away from that. It's either the car has fog lights or not.
Didn't they try to deny the Franks in the beginning at first?
Yeah.
They
tried to stop the whole Franks hearing altogether.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Right.
So there again, I think he anticipated things being talked about that he didn't want talked about, and therefore, in turn, going back to Lee's point, only allowed for different specific things to be talked about per se. You know what I mean?
Right. I just don't see how he possibly could have thrown that out if she just tried,
But let's give space for Robin and JJ to say a damn word edgewise. What do you guys think about anything there or anything in the world?
Well, it's just with Hitler, when you have a judge like that, how are you supposed to get any traction? I mean, and the whole, it's we've talked about this, I know, with Ray, and but I want to know where he is. Like, why aren't we hearing from him? Is his portion of the gag order still in place? Is it not? I keep seeing conflicting things, whereas no, he's free to talk, but he's not, or other people are saying no, it's still under gag and he can't. And because he said that as soon as it's lifted, he was going to tell his, and if I were him, I certainly would. I'd be furious at the way that I was treated by Hitler,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, again, a lot of us feel like that whole case was a sham, but yet, again, it just feels like the answer is, well, he pled guilty, so quit talking about it. What about you, Joe? You have any feelings, thoughts?
Yes, I have thoughts. I definitely have thoughts, and I have some feelings too.
Excellent.
Okay. Now I've heard DA refer to it as a think tank, right? We're like a think tank.
Yeah.
Right. We've all evaluated a lot of different information from documents and the inconsistencies. We could bang our heads against the wall and get knocked out with all the inconsistencies in this case. I propose that we leave a little space. We do a little thought experiment in light of, we know there was multi-agency operations in the area. We know that. No one will dispute that. We know all the inconsistencies, and we know that the body cam footage, especially you guys that listened to the whole thing, and all these different aspects of the case have really significant red flags in them. Yeah. So my proposition is it possible, just leaving space to consider it, that this could have been, as I always say, operation, but more specifically, an exercise, right? Is it possible? You had WSU, which in the past had received funding from the NIJ. We know that there were different agencies working in the area. We know that a lot of the factual information that we've been given from day one is incorrect. Knowing what the military does, at least I think most of us do at this point, and you guys are probably sick of hearing me say it, but we know about these bigger operations that have taken place. We all know historically. So how plausible is it that this whole crazy thing is, and it was an exercise, a multi-agency funded exercise?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's, I mean, it's what I say all the time. While I don't want to, turn our show into a nothing happened kind of thing, you have to be intellectually honest and ask the question. And that's the balance I've been trying to strike on the show, which is that let's talk about the possibility that there was fuckery involved because there's something bigger going on. And the number one thing I say is follow the money. So when you start looking at the funding, the grants that come into WSU for the funding, the money that was given to Idaho, the $1 million that was given to Idaho to fight and find a suspect in this case, all that money flow to catch a killer and prosecute a killer is incentives in some regards, perhaps, to do fuckery, right? And so did that happen?
And two of the aspects that I wanted to highlight were Othram Labs. This case has catapulted Othram Labs into the public consciousness, and some of the behaviors of people in and around this case. I think we can all acknowledge that a lot of the behaviors in and around the case have been suspect.
I agree. And I want to address a user's comment, because we asked people to comment and then we pinned a comment and we need to get to that comment. So Wade, I think it was Wade Bird or whatever, was asking, the question about what about the WSU lawsuit. And they asked if I had read the lawsuit. No, I haven't read the lawsuit. My panel and I discussed it the other night. They have read the lawsuit. Dago in particular broke the whole lawsuit down. And so I'll give you my thoughts on it. One, it was a hit piece against autism. It was a whole bunch of stuff that the prosecution themselves said wasn't true. Brian Koberger never stalked the girls, and they hinted that he stalked the girls. They hinted that he stalked them because he has autism. None of that's provable. The entire lawsuit is just complete horseshit and a money grab, in my opinion. But like's been asked about. Well, now this is almost $500 million lawsuit. It's a $400 million plus dollar lawsuit that all the families. Did you say all the families signed off as being part of this lawsuit?
Yeah,
right.
They're all
one person from each family. Stacy Chapin, Jeff Kernodle, Karen Laramie, and Stephen Galvez are the names listed on the lawsuit. Each one person from each family. Sorry.
Yeah.
So I want to get back to the will they settle? But let me ask you this. Is anybody on this panel bothered by people shaming us as YouTubers for making money off of a crime when we're making peanuts? And these families are making a crap ton of money off of this situation.
Yeah.
Crap tons. And is it just that they deserve it because they lost people, so they deserve millions of dollars? Like, is there any hypocrisy in shaming me as a YouTuber for making pennies and not even having enough to support myself on YouTube? And shame on you, you're just making money on a terrible tragedy. But the families are raking in hundreds of millions of dollars in lawsuits and TV appearances and support and face of Othram Labs. They're making a lot of money. And why is that okay?
I'll tell you why it bothers me. Okay. ABC News, NBC News, CBS News, CNN, News Nation, and all these other channels do the same fucking thing, except they bring in 20 million times more than Lee, myself, any of us that are here as creators doing it. All we're doing, and here's the thing, guys, in my opinion, we're doing it the right way. We're reporting the news to you. But we're reporting as much of the truth as we possibly can as compared to all these other stations that are doing this. Not to mention what Lee just referenced, when you have a family of a victim making 3 million times what we're making out here, we're not out here specifically focusing on a victim of a crime. We're talking about the entire thing and many other crimes, such as, other cases, the Delphi case, Luigi Mangione, Charlie Kirk, all these other cases we cover. We're not centering in on your child or one person. We're doing an entire true crime broadcast on the internet. So it's no different, in my opinion. I'm sorry.
I'm going to have an aneurysm, I know, telling this because I'm going to get all spun up about this. But here's another thing that we're doing better. We're doing better than mainstream media. Mainstream media is just going to tell you how to feel about a situation. You get no interaction. On YouTube, you have interaction. You can come on my channel and you can challenge me. You can throw a chat in here and I will interact with you. Does anybody you know what? CNN gives zero fucks what your opinion is. You can send an email and you can tell them how you feel about the case. They give zero fucks and they will never address you.
And
at least here, you've got one-on-one possible. I mean, yes, some of you complain that you have a problem getting your comment seen, but there's a chance that we'll actually talk about your question and talk it out. You don't get any of that action with mainstream media. So all the way around, you have actually engagement. You can ask your questions that mainstream media will never answer and say, well, what about this? And then we'll talk about it on the panel. Like, well, yeah, guys, let's talk about that. What about that?
They can challenge us. We can't challenge mainstream media. You can challenge us, period.
Yeah.
And I have I saw I scanned some of the comments and stuff. I want to say something I've said many times, but it does continue to come up. If people think it's absolutely absurd that major operations are carried out, they just haven't done the research. They just don't know. You know the old saying, you don't know what you don't know. Yeah, it's like I've had discussions with friends where they're bringing up information about something that was believed 25, 30 years ago that's been debunked time and time again, but they don't dig past what they were told by the mainstream media. So you cannot have a discussion with somebody who doesn't know background, who doesn't understand what the government has actually done, the media, history of the media and intelligence agencies, who funds the media. It's so I understand we're on a true crime show. You can't give the whole background. I can't explain the whole 20 years of research that I've done about certain topics and books that I've read when I'm commenting on a case on a channel. So what I always encourage people, first of all, if you're believing the mainstream media, you're living in ancient times. That I promise you, that is going away. So do a little more, learn background, learn about the power structure and the media and all these things, because it's hard to have a discussion with somebody who just says, oh, that's bullshit, because they don't have the background. So what kind of debate can you have? It's, you had someone on here, DA, I won't mention who they were, and we were talking about trafficking and things like that. And I asked them, have you ever heard of the book Dark Alliance? And they're like, no. And they dismissed it. Well, that book gives it's a famous book, intense, dense background about the history of the CIA being involved in trafficking, guns and drugs. So if people don't know the background, then it's pointless for us to try to explain why we might believe certain things in a relatively short amount of time.
Right. And I want to get back a little bit to the WSU question about whether it'll make a difference in any way, shape, or form, or whether they're going to settle. So I want to get back to that. But you're right. That's the problem. That those books documenting the history of CIA's involvement in drug running and trafficking and stuff like that, those are subjects of which literally entire books have been written. So you want me to try to explain to you the history of America and how we got involved in drugs and corrupted, and how the mob got into the media, or got into both the media and the government, with books like we've been doing the whole
One Nation Under Blackmail.
One Nation Under Blackmail. You can't explain the history for which entire books have been written. It's a deep subject. We can't teach things that entire college courses are taught about, because we just got a few minutes, and Americans have a very short attention span. So here's the thing. You need to, rhetorically, America needs to stop busting people's balls because you immediately reject something that they can't explain to you in 20 seconds. I'm sorry, you got my attention for 20 seconds. Well, you can't explain it. Well, then you're full of shit. If that's your mentality, you need to just go watch fucking Seinfeld or something. Sorry, that's off the air. Whatever the hell entertains you, go watch that and stay off of any kind of educational stuff, because you have no patience to educate yourself.
And one last thing I'll say that's relevant. In the Charlie Kirk case, you would be shocked at how many people don't even know the school that Tyler Robinson, this mysterious person no one ever heard of before, went to, has a CIA recruiting program literally run by high-level former CIA officers, including a deputy director of the CIA. All right, at the school in Utah State University. You can go on their website and look it up, right? So if people can't understand why people question official narratives and things like that, and why we question the media literally being in lockstep on a given narrative, then it's hard then we can't have an open debate and discussion about important topics, because you need background, right? If you're going to debate somebody, you can't have a debate if the people trying to debate you don't have any background.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. All right, real quick before I let the panelists take over with some other new question or topic. Do you think that this lawsuit, what do you think the result is going to be of the lawsuit against WSU? Will the families just settle? How much money will WSU just be willing to lose to shut the families up? Will they be incentivized by $500 million to actually say, well, maybe Brian Koberger wasn't the guy, and therefore your whole lawsuit's full of shit? It doesn't have any positive income whatsoever or outcome, or is it just going to be at the end of the day writing a check to the families to make it go away?
Why don't we ask the chat, make a poll?
Oh shit, we could make a poll.
That's a good poll.
Poll master.
Poll master.
Everybody likes a good poll.
It's a good
so hold on
poll.
second.
This is a good one to ask.
Yeah, you got to give me a minute. You guys are gonna talk. Cover me, guys. I'm going in. I gotta get this set up so I can. Do
I got a question for JJ. So going down the thread of it being an exercise, would you think if it was an exercise, do you think that the kids are murdered or some, or would you, if it was an exercise done by the government, would you tend to believe more that they are dead or that they are alive? And a second part, there's definitely government operations that have gone on with many different, narratives and things that have happened in our history. We've covered on here a bit that, maybe, possibly Kopaka could have been involved, and they would want to, due to his military background, and they may want to hide that and all that. It's also possible, we could also say that has nothing to do with Kopaka at all. And it could be one of these other, unknown male DNA people, could be someone that has some kind of ties to, someone of importance or something. And they just, maybe, like, for instance, if people are like, what are you talking about? It could be, I don't know, let's just say, for instance, someone, a senator or someone that, maybe they have a kid or something that is a little rambunctious and involved in drugs and whatnot. Do you think that someone high up in position? I'm just using a senator for an example.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. Right. I totally get what you're saying. First of all, my first inclination is that there was a crime committed, and that's my first inclination. But one thing I'm sure of, I'm 100% positive of, in my gut, every piece of information that I've seen, is there was an operation involved. There was some form of a when I say an operation, again, an op, government was involved, and there was some kind of an op involved. Now, which theory do I think is the most plausible? Ties into what you just said, 1-1. There are things that they do not want to get out related to this case because of something related to some powerful entity or money that is being covered up. Now, the reason I say an exercise is because I don't rule anything out that the government's capable of. Right. Now, it would be very hard for anybody, including myself, to imagine that the kids were never killed. That's a one I will admit is a far stretch. Right. However, it's not impossible. Right. It's not impossible. WITSEC is a real thing. Right. Now, I've said countless times, that's not one of my top theories. But I have to acknowledge things that have some logic behind them. Right. But that's not my top theory. And I've debated this with Jason Esty numerous times, on and off the air. So I do believe that there were people involved that necessitated a shifting of the timeline and a shifting of the narrative. Now, I can't pretend, I'm not certain of anything, except there was an operation involved. Right. However you want to define operation, I'm sure people have different definitions, but that is kind of I guess the best way that I can describe what my gut feelings are about this, because too many inconsistencies point and earmarks that we've seen how this case has played out indicate a very calculated and coordinated operation.
Yeah.
Lee,
All
what
right.
was your poll going to be? Because I was going to put one in too.
Oh, I was going to say it's time to give everybody a big poll on a Saturday night. So what I was going to say is, so it only allows you to have so many characters, and that's the hard part, right? What, is it phrasing? Is it my phrasing? I mean,
yes.
Everybody likes a big poll on a Saturday night. Hold on. So this is what the question was going to be. What will the end result of the family's lawsuit against WSUB? That's the question. So what will the end result of the family's lawsuit against WSUB? Looks like I got a chat I want to read while you're getting this thing typed up. And then my 4 options were, and this is what I needed to explain, is because they only allow you to put so much typing in it, so I have to explain it. Families will win full damages. By win, that means it goes to trial. So that's option 1 is families will win full damages. Option 2, families will win lesser damages, meaning it goes to trial, but they'll get less than what they asked for. Families will settle is the next option. Families will settle for big money. And I put that as $2 so it would fit in the space we're allowed. So families will settle for big $. Or option 4, families will settle with undisclosed $, meaning each family will get money that we'll never know because it'll be an undisclosed amount and we won't know, and it probably won't be equitable. Some families will get bigger payments than other families, and so on. So that's the 4 options. You got it?
What was number 3? Families will settle what?
For big money. So
last
3
one
was they'll settle for big money or they'll settle for undisclosed money, and we won't know what the money settlement was.
Got you.
Are you ready to go with the big poll on a Saturday?
1 second.
On this comment, BK professor that didn't even like him said WSU had no grounds to fire BK. If they did, BK would sue. The 13 reports never had a police report filed, so he was not that bad. I agree. The student body or the student association of WSU is going to say we can't just fire somebody. We are not liable for what happened. There's no way that we could have done something differently. So yeah, that's going to be their status. Okay, are you ready for the poll?
Yes.
All right, 1, 2, 3, fire.
When did they start not allowing us to type in only so many characters? That's
I know
weird.
you have so little to type a question that it's just.
That's new. That didn't used to be that way.
Well, there's also the possibility that the case will be dismissed for,
True. I didn't put that. I don't think they allow you to have 5 options, so I have to go
without grounds.
Oh, that beautiful.
Really, it's honestly, Cranky. It's not really the size of the poll that matters. It's how you use them, right? It's not really the size of the poll. It's how you use them.
Well,
I mean, some people. I get it. Some people argue about that, but I'm just saying that.
I have the book Polls for Dummies, so it does give you some interesting.
It's a slow poll night. I only got 50 polls over here right now, or 50 votes. What do you got?
We got a lot of. Where'd my poll go? It disappeared.
I get it. It's a problem.
It's too cold tonight. My poll.
I said the older you get, the harder it is too.
Where the hell did it go?
I could be here all day.
My poll disappeared.
I get it.
Come on, we're at 65.
The results are very weird. The results are just straight up. I'm gonna just give them because we're not. It may be a while to get to 100. We're sitting at 83% have said they're going to settle for an undisclosed amount.
That's what I have. 74%.
Yeah, and then a little bit of 9% say they're going to settle for big money. About 9% say that the families will win with lesser damages. Nobody thinks the families are going to go to trial and win.
I have 0%. Well,
I have 0% as well.
We'll win.
See, now I'm going to say this. I believe that if this is an operation, then it would increase the likelihood that there will be a crazy amount of money. So they'll either win their amount or they'll settle for a huge amount of money, because when they want to keep pushing a narrative. It would support that official narrative if the families were to win a big lawsuit, because that would get tons of press and it would push the official narrative further.
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
Here,
My end result on this one, Lee, is 76 say families will settle for undisclosed amount. 16% families will win lesser damages. 8% said families will settle for big money, and 0% said families will win full damages.
So Truth Seeker said they didn't vote because it was none of their choices above. I was curious, if you're willing to type it in, what your option would have been if you had been able to add it to the poll.
There you go.
I think people should, in the chat, dump it on there. Put what you think. If you didn't pick anything, put it in there. Yeah, I think the case should be dismissed. But again, if you want to push the official narrative, you have this big, extravagant case with a huge windfall, and that supports the official narrative.
So here's the thing. What about, I don't think it would be dismissed because of the topic of it being such a controversial situation.
Well, I don't think it will be dismissed.
I don't think it'll be dismissed either.
Yeah, but I think it should be dismissed if it's a legitimate suit. I don't think it's legitimate, but
now earlier in my show we were talking about it, and I said I'm going to have a lot of issues if there's a settlement out of court that any of them settle for any, I don't care what the amount is. That's going to bother me. That's going to piss me off, because that's going to tell me this was nothing but a huge money grab. And in turn, that's shameful to some extreme, in my opinion. Okay.
Yeah. By the way, thank you, Whitney
Right.
James, for donating to the show and giving you, unless it can get discovery, I hope it's dismissed. Yeah. Wouldn't it be nice?
Yes.
Wouldn't it be nice if the partial outcome of the lawsuit was new discovery or new facts that came out that maybe changes the public opinion about what happened? But more important, not just public opinion, but maybe changes the results, because I don't think they did it right. I don't think they did it right in this case. I really
Not
don't.
at all. And by the way, Lee, I think your poll was bigger than mine.
I hear, you know what? Nobody wants poll envy. Nobody really needs
I'm
poll
just saying, I think your poll was bigger than mine. I mean, it's okay. I understand. I've had that problem.
well,
all life,
well
but,
done. Well done, my friend.
Well played, sir. Well played.
Here's something that could.
Wait a minute. Did I say it's not a family channel? Go ahead, Robin. Go ahead.
Oh, no, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah. We're not a family channel. But one thing that could potentially influence WSU's, as someone who works in the insurance industry, one thing that could influence them, depending, universities and colleges, they do have insurance for lawsuits, like many entities, everyone from hospitals and so forth. And depending on how much their liability insurance is, depends on whether or not they may try to fight this. At the very least, they will try to get, the amount, of course, settled, reduced. But if it doesn't come down enough to a point where families are willing to take a reduced amount, the university could say, well, our insurance isn't going to cover that amount, so we may not have any choice but to go to trial. So that's something a lot of people probably don't even realize, that not only does it depend on what they already have in their coffers, but it also might depend on what their liability insurance policies are, like how much
Good
they're
point.
insured for.
Yeah.
And listen, here's something that people need to understand. In some regards, I'm just going to say this. In some regards, the university doesn't give a shit if they lose the money. The university is publicly funded. It's by taxpayer dollars. You know who loses? The taxpayers of Washington State lose. WSU is going to not get shut down. They're not going to shut down as an institution. And yet what they'll do is, if they suddenly lost a big, huge lawsuit, they'll raise taxes and say, look, we need more money next year for taxes from the citizens because we need to be able to keep our college afloat. And they'll get approved, and life will go on. And ultimately, who paid everyone in the families will be the taxpayers of Washington State. So that's just my 2 cents about how that works.
That's a good
And-
point. It
And
is.
somebody in the chat said earlier that this is a money laundering scheme, which
Yeah.
with a lot of taxes, it turns out to be,
Yeah.
funneling
Yeah,
money
yeah.
away from the people.
Right.
And so, again, I know that's a little outside of the scope of what we're talking about here, but when the government's involved, man, never underestimate the level of fuckery they're capable of.
I'm sure glad that YouTube doesn't shut us down for saying fuckery and other things that we say, talking about our polls, the size of our polls on a Saturday night. I mean, I'm glad that YouTube allows us here. Let's be thankful. I'm serious. Let's be thankful for the platform YouTube, because we can't get away with this shit on TikTok. You can't. We have to play children's game on TikTok and talk about unaliving people and essaying people, because we can't talk like fucking adults on a true crime show. We're a true crime show. People got murdered in Idaho, and it's a tragedy. And fuck people that think that Brian Koberger pled guilty because he's guilty, and maybe it wasn't because he was forced into it. See, I can say that. I can say that on YouTube. So thank you to the YouTube community for allowing people to have some freedom to say some things.
You can't even say drugs over there, right? In TikTok.
Yeah.
You get flagged if you say drugs.
Yeah, if you say drugs, you get. I've got in trouble. I got in trouble for talking about the pharmaceutical industry when I was talking to Luigi, because it was a drug related thing, and I couldn't give my opinion. Like here, by the way, here it would be controversial a little bit too, but during the Luigi Mangione case, an allegation was made because it came out in some writing that Luigi Mangione one time microdosed on mushrooms, and therefore he must have had a psychotic break, and that caused him to kill Brian Thompson. And I was trying to educate people on how ridiculously stupid it was for you to think microdosing mushrooms leads to a psychotic break. It does not. There's no scientific evidence for that whatsoever, and you're wrong. And me doing too many talking about the word psychedelics and that could get flagged on any platform, because they just have AI bots that look for words, and they're talking about drugs, so we can't do that. Now, fortunately, AI bots here are pretty good. They tend to like look for context and go, well, most of the show wasn't talking about that, so it probably wasn't the main focus of the show, and whatever. But
and in case people don't know, social media is used for social engineering. They got people to say unalived. They got people to say rugs instead of drugs.
Right? Yeah.
It's.
Don't forget the amazing Pew Pew. Come on.
Yeah,
oh God.
Pew.
Pew Pew.
I mean, and people, this is social engineering.
Yes, there's somebody sitting backstage at YouTube going, "Look what we made these dumb fuckers say now."
Yeah.
I mean,
It's exactly how I see it too, because that's what they've done in all reality. It's crazy.
Yeah. You get people to be afraid to say certain words because they want to get monetized. So it literally is social engineering.
That's a good way to look at it too.
Thank you for the super sticker, by the way. Thank you so much for supporting the show and believing in the mission. Thank you. I appreciate it very, very, very much. Anybody wants to come on screen, you got a little bit of time left. We'll go for a little bit longer for sure. I need to get hit in the books because I've got a test in 2 days and a day and a half, and I am so far behind on that test. By the way, we had some, my team had an amazing idea. So I have never in my life flown a drone, one of these little pilot drones. And I got this 8K camera, high resolution drone to fly over scenes like that. And my team said, wouldn't it be fun to do like a members only live recording, or at least a recording of your first flights trying to learn to fly the drone, see if you fly it into a tree or a fucking, building or whatever. So I might actually do that and see, and I will do my best to be a good pilot. So it may not have comedic value because I'm just going to be damn good at it from the day one. But if it goes sideways, maybe I'll record that and we'll share that.
I was actually looking at drones today.
Yeah.
I was looking at, cause I have an older drone. It's a GoPro drone. It's a big Cadillac of a drone. And I live in like a phenomenal place to fly drones because I live in the mountains. So you can get on like a edge of a mountain and fly and get an insane vantage point. And I only flew that drone like 4 or 5 times. And it's a shame because I live in a great place, and I'm totally, this is the point, is it's not a great drone. It's kind of clunky. It's not maneuverable because it's big and heavy. and the camera on it, it's antiquated by today's standards. So today you inspired me, Da. I went online and I was looking at drones, and I had been, and I got to pick your brain about this, but I've been looking at action cameras lately because I ride motorcycles, but I would only film for myself. Like I would go on long motorcycle trips, like multi-state solo motorcycle trips. And I have like countless hours of footage in the mountains, beautiful, and I never did anything with it because I didn't like the footage. The camera was not that good.
Yeah.
So I've been TMI, but I told one this. I've been trying to buy a new motorcycle the last 2 weeks. That's part of why I was on late today. So I decided that this next summer, I'm gonna start doing some moto vlogging. So I'm gonna buy a good action camera, and that is also why I'm looking at buying a drone.
I've got a very nice action camera. I took it to New York. We got some great footage off of it. I could do so much more with it, but I'm excited about the drone. And here's the thing. I'm already having drone envy myself because now I'm thinking my drone's just not big enough. I wish I had a bigger drone. And to be fair, you go up a class, right? So I've got a drone that's on that class A, which is the under 55 pounds or under half a pound. I mean, so it's like 240 grams, 249 grams. So it's like really small. And my friend's got a bigger drone than I am, and I have envy on the whole thing. So I'm beginning to think, oh crap, like what did I do? I just opened a can of worms because now all of a sudden I'm gonna be like, well, I need a bigger drone. But we'll see.
Still, again, I know because of the one that I have and what you described. Not only is your pole bigger than mine, but your drone's bigger than mine too.
I doubt this drone is bigger than yours. It's a little drone.
Which drone do you have, DA?
Huh?
Which drone did you get?
Hold on, stand by. I'll be right back. Let me take me off the screen. All this talk about
you're gonna have to get a ruler. Go get a ruler.
I feel like I'm back in high school for Christ's sake.
You guys gonna have to compare the size of your drones.
My drone is this big. I'm not kidding. It's that big with a camera on it. About that big. That's all
a pretty
I have,
big drone, man. There you go. That's a pretty big drone you got.
It's I've had this problem my whole life. Guys.
Oh my gosh.
10-inch drone. That's a big drone.
But DA got me looking at drones. So today I literally
make me want to get another one.
Yeah, I was looking online. I've been out of it for years, so I don't know what are the good ones. And I know there are some crazy ones that are crazy expensive. But I started looking at some DJI drones today because I've also been looking at action cameras. So maybe if I don't buy a new motorcycle, I won't be as inspired to drop the money on new stuff. But if I end up buying a new bike, it'll inspire me to
What kind of bikes have you been looking at? Like what brands? What style?
I have a KTM and a small KTM. It's like a mix of road bike and off-road.
Sure.
And I own it outright. I'm gonna sell it in the spring. But I'm looking at a couple of Yamahas, like kind of sporty, not full on sport bike, but like naked bikes, no fairing.
Yeah.
Real torquey, small, lightweight bikes. And I started looking now just because for anybody who rides.
I rode a Honda, what the hell was it called? A Roadmaster or something like that one time. And it looked like a damn oversized scooter, but that thing, like if you're going to go like road traveling on something like that, thing was the most comfortable. It was like riding in a car. It was unbelievable.
Yeah,
it was so well. It was.
I always wanted to have a Honda Shadow for some reason, but now I'm too old and it doesn't look as cool as it used to when I was.
They're not as comfortable either as this thing was. This thing was like so sleek and everything.
This is the drone, by the way. This is the drone that I got. It's the Protensic Atom 2. I usually don't show my drone on camera. I got a little bit of drone envy or a little, but here's the drone. It's not the biggest drone you've ever seen, but it's cute.
It is definitely bigger than my drone.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. So yeah, there it is.
I can't win for losing. I can't. That's nice though. That is absolutely. I like that because you got the multi-propeller. See, mine only has 3 on mine.
You got something, Robin? I think someone's trying to enter. Someone wants to come up.
Did you,
Yep, Tomboy,
Robin,
you
real
made
quick?
it.
Do you want to talk before our guest comes up?
Gee, I'm sorry. Yep.
That's
One
not
moment
bad
here.
at all, Lee. I like that.
It's great. It's great. Let's bring our guest on stage. Let's see. Hey, what's what's going on? That's what I'm talking about.
There we are.
I gotta take. I can't see anything.
That was the problem I had. I had
You get an A for
I
effort.
can't see.
I can't see
Eyeballs.
either, but hey, we're all in it together.
We ain't going nowhere. We're all sitting here.
Literally, all I see is a blurry screen. I don't see nothing else.
Takes
Good
practice.
How are
evening,
ya?
Tomboy.
I'm good. How are y'all?
Good.
Good evening.
Welcome.
Great to have you with us.
Just watching the game.
Thank- Cool. Very good.
Do you
So
have
what do you
anything
think
to
about
add
the
to the-
WSU stuff?
Yes, there you go.
I have a few questions on it. Well, first of all, I think Tandy asked earlier, Dago, in your live I wanted to know why it was filed in Skagit County and not Whitman County. But then I realized that the only person that is on that list that is a plaintiff is the Chapins. They're the only ones
Stacy
that live in
Chapin lives in
Washington.
Skagit County, right?
Yeah, she's the only one that lives in Washington. Everybody else, Arizona, Idaho.
Yeah, and that's why I
Oh.
believe they had to have somebody
Clever.
that was a county resident to file that lawsuit. I agree.
Yeah, very cool.
I don't even know if it's so much as a county, but I think it's the state.
The state,
somebody
right?
had to live
Yeah,
in
the state, right?
That
But
makes
it-
a lot of sense, and that's a good on you for the detective work
Yeah.
to figure that out, because that's the kind of thing we do, right? We go like, why is it Skagit County instead of, and so you did some work and you figured out the answer, and I think you're 100% right. That's why. So great job.
And it also leads you to believe, is Stacy Chapin really on board with this, or did they just use her name?
That's
Well,
another good point.
I told you I
Look,
felt
yeah.
something in my show earlier. I felt like that. Is it possible that some people were in some senses forced into this, or were they coerced into it, maybe, for lack of better terms? Because it doesn't seem like anybody else was going in that direction until this happened. And all of a sudden we read through and see all the names involved, and there's one name per family, which is why I said earlier I would really be interested in speaking with Kara Northington to see what her take is on this because of that situation.
Oh, and even Ben, for that matter.
Yeah, Ben Mogan, of course, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But you bring up a great point, because I think originally when I heard about the lawsuit against WSU, it was the Gonzalveses were going to sue WSU. But
Yep.
then what probably happened, I'm just going to logic it out, right? What happened is they couldn't do it because they weren't a Washington State resident. So then they had to get the other families on board, and somebody who had a Washington State residence, so they could do it the right way. So
And
all of a sudden,
also-
you went from the Gonzalveses lawsuit to a multifamily.
And
lawsuit.
also, lead with that point, they also, and I think we talked about this, Tomboy, on my stream. You were in there one night. They were claiming all of the victims as the reason why they're doing this. Well, you can't really do that unless those victims' families are involved, right or wrong. I can't imagine that you could just go sue for $4 million for somebody else's loved one. You know what I'm saying? So you have to have everybody on board to make that go through, in my opinion. So how did that happen? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here's another thing. And sorry, go ahead with our guest. Go ahead.
Well, I even question, they want this so much to be about the victims and all this stuff, but all you did is, again, just trash Brian Koberger with no facts.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And remember-
Go ahead.
I was just going to, I'm sorry, I don't mean to. Remember what I said earlier, though? The Chapins in particular refused in the beginning of this case to show up in court for anything. They stated that
Right.
they don't want anything to
Sure.
do with going to court. They don't want anything to do with this. They want to wash their hands and move forward their lives. And I told you guys earlier, if this goes to trial and they show up at this court hearing, I'm going to have a big issue with that.
So we got another guest backstage. I want to bring them up on here as well. Is it no or no? Yeah, it's no. Okay, we're going to bring No up on stage. And now it's going to be crowded because we got 6 people that fit in pretty well. What happens when,
Hi, what's up? What's up, everybody?
How you
Good.
doing?
I am doing good. This is my first time on this channel. I want to get to know you guys, and yeah, that's how I am.
Cool.
Yes.
Well, this is a great way
Great.
to get to know
Welcome.
us.
Thank
Nice to
you.
meet you.
Yes, welcome.
Welcome.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you have any? I mean, what case do you follow? I mean, I follow 5 cases. Do you follow? Which case do you follow, or which ones
I
do you
follow lots of them.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's a lot of us in
Alright.
true crime. We seem to follow a lot of different cases. But do you have any thoughts or questions for the panelists that you want to talk about? Or are you just saying hi? Or
I was just want to. I'm sorry. I just want to. They know. Yes, this channel is. I like to know. Yes, I'm like. I know. Curious is.
We're all easy to deal with. So if
pretty
you
Okay,
wanna,
easy.
thank
Yeah,
feel
we're
free to
pretty
ask
easy
us
on
any
people, yeah.
questions or ask anything you want.
Do you have guys have us the channels? Like, can I post the mine a channel?
Your channel? Yeah.
Yes.
I
Main
don't know if
channel?
it'll let you do a link. You may not be able to do a link, but you can name your channel or put it on the thing.
Can
You have-
I
you have a
post
true
it
crime channel?
on the bat chat?
Yeah. You can give it a try and see if it'll pop up there. But
No. I mean the bat channel. Yes, that's my channel right there. Stinky N.
Okay.
I'm looking
In the
is it on
private
this-
chat. Yeah.
in the private chat. Yeah, I don't know if I
Yes.
can.
Well,
Now, are you on YouTube or
YouTube.
Okay.
That's
All right,
yeah,
very
that's my channel. Have you
Okay, very
subscribed to it? I have a lot of them. Lots of subscribers as well too.
Subscribers?
Very cool.
Okay.
Yes, I
Good,
have.
good to
Nice.
hear. Good to hear.
We'll check it out after the
Yeah.
after the show
Thank
here
you.
in some time. When I'm not studying, of course, I got to go. When I get off the show, I got to go study. But when we
Why?
get a
For
chance to
what?
check it out,
For
I'm studying
what? What do you
take a- I'm studying to take a
study?
drone pilot test. Yeah,
How is that? That's
It's
doing
horrible.
good? Horrible? Wow.
Thanks for asking. It's
Wow,
horrible.
it's
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So thanks for coming on.
I am gonna defit in here really okay. I'm just making sure if I
Yeah.
yes
Yeah,
a lot
fine.
of these people on here on YouTube are mean and yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
they're
Not
very
here.
mean.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Not
you.
here. Yeah, we're,
Yeah,
we're,
you bet.
we're accepting of everyone.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
we seem
So
we seem to
yes.
not bite too much unless somebody's a jerk, and most people behave themselves. So.
One might, but that's just
He's a
local.
vampire, so, you know.
So who is that guy in the middle? Is he can talk?
Yeah, he
That
can
guy-
talk.
He's talking.
That's
I
Joe.
was just making sure.
I
He
can
might be a
talk.
statue.
Okay.
That's Joe. Joe.
I
from
definitely I can talk. Probably more than these guys
Okay.
would like.
That makes sense.
I see why she asked that, Joe, because you almost don't look real with all that on. tonight.
No, he doesn't.
Well, in case you guys don't know, I'm AI.
There you go.
Oh yeah, that's
We knew
great.
that.
Yeah.
That makes sense now, of course. Yes.
AI is getting
So
really good.
you go on here, like what days do you actually guys come on here to talk?
Well, this particular show, which I call Crimes After Dark, is on every single night at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Dago runs True Crime Cafe, and he's on like anytime you turn on the YouTube, he'll be there. Pretty much. He's on a lot. Everybody else on the panel doesn't have their own YouTube channel right now. So really, right now it's just Dago and I. So
And
I'm the
so
producer of
which
this
channel? Okay.
this channel is called the Devil's Advocates. It's Devil's Advocates 2024 on YouTube.
I missed them in the chat. And you're very friendly. I can tell right now. You're really up. Yeah. Up
Yeah. I
speaking.
think I'm a
I can
pretty
tell.
friendly guy. You have to do
Yes,
a lot.
you
to
are.
make So
You need to know him as a boss. Oh man.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a the Discord? Do you guys do it or no?
we do.
Really?
yeah.
What is
Yeah.
it? I
I'll grab the
I
link
do
for you.
too.
Yeah, Robin will throw
Thank you.
the link. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. Into the private chat, please. Yes. Thank
Yep.
you.
Okay, will
And
do.
real quick, because I want to make sure Tommy Boy has a chance to.
Yes,
Tommy
sorry.
Boy Charm, did you have anything else you want to ask while you're on the panel as well, or?
I don't know where I heard it or read it or something, but Josh Hurwitz is now in litigation for a commercial attorney.
Oh,
That's new.
interesting. Yeah, that is new for me.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they
Wow.
work. Well, he based out of Boise, I think is what I read. But he was also working with litigation for the U of I. I don't know for what.
That I heard he had some kind of association with the University of Idaho as well, which also has a branch campus in Boise as well. But
yeah.
I
I'm
wonder
not
if he's
sure.
affiliated with any of the fraternities.
That's a great question, Joe.
Yeah.
Oh, what happened? Okay, sorry. What happened to Sebastian's case? Did he find him, Sebastian?
Not yet.
Do you
No,
know?
not yet.
Okay,
Unfortunately.
okay. I thought they thought they actually they did that. I thought they actually found him.
Not yet. Unfortunately, no.
Okay, darn. That's sad. That's wow.
Very much so. Yes.
Yes.
I will say, by the way, I think I'm going to exit out a little early tonight because of my studying that I have to do. Do you guys want to keep the panel going for a little bit longer after me, or do we want to wrap a little early tonight, or are we going to keep going?
Whatever you want.
You're the boss.
Whatever we want. You're
okay.
the
I'm
boss.
okay with you guys going. We can make room. I could remove myself from screen, and then we're back to 6 nice, big, easy pictures, and I can remove myself from stage and say goodnight real quick because I got to hit the books. Actually, it's mostly video, but it also has a book as well, to be fair.
Mostly the videos. Okay.
Mostly video, yeah.
Lee, just so you know, not that I read a lot about the Quad Cities or all that. I'm from there.
Yeah.
Grew up there. Graduated U of I.
Yeah.
And
very cool. Yeah.
I did this, like I told Dago before. There's people in this who still live there, family and friends that I haven't talked to since this whole thing happened.
Yeah.
They're not.
I mean, I live very.
People from they're outsiders.
Yeah, I was gonna say I live very close. I went to school at WSU myself. I used to travel over to Moscow to do the better shopping in Moscow and hang out in Moscow. So that was where everybody went. Even when you were at WSU, a lot went over there. So I'm familiar with the area. And you're right. I've made several trips back to the area, both Pullman and Moscow. And you have to be careful. The outsiders aren't. They certainly. I'll tell you this. from talking to people on the ground, everyone in Idaho believes that Brian Koberger's guilty. So.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, that's pretty wild too. I think it really is.
Yeah.
All right. Look, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up real quick, but I'm going to leave you guys to do your thing. I think both Robin and 1-1 have the ability to shut the show down when it ends, but I'm going to go hit the virtual books and get prepared for my training, or I'm not going to be able to fly that drone legally. So I want to be able to fly my drone legally. I like to play with my drone in public, so I'm going to go work on doing that. Thank you guys, everybody, for coming into the show.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you for my guests. Thank you for coming on, and
yes,
feel free to hang out with the panelists until
I will. Yes, I will.
You get booted off. You may not get booted off. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to go say goodnight. You guys enjoy yourself for the rest of the evening. And again, this show is going to go on without me on Sunday. I take Sundays off, so they will take care of the show on Sunday as well.
Sundays at what time?
6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Oh.
9 p.m. Eastern.
Yep, I'll be out.
Yep.
Take care, Lee.
See you, DA.
See ya.
I'm gonna hop down too. I need to go have dessert.
Oh, what are you having?
What's
a milkshake.
Nice.
Love milkshakes. Well,
I love milkshakes too.
I will talk to you soon, Tomboy.
All right, I'll be still be in chat. I just don't want y'all to hear the noise.
Oh.
I found an old-fashioned milkshake
maker.
The milkshake machine from like the 60s.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Oh,
It still
wow.
works.
That's cool.
It's in everything.
Still works. That's cool.
Yep. Found
That's
it.
I
and
only
it's amazing.
I only like shakes that are red. So.
Hijo de la
You vampire,
Bye.
you.
I'm sorry, I had to
Somebody-
take that. I was overheating so bad with that hood on my head. I had to take it off.
Yeah. I would
You know,
like to
I
feel
like
outfit
the
if we
hoodie.
do.
I like the hoodie on your head. It's attractive. I'm sorry, to me, it's
Oh no, it's not a problem. What'd you say,
Well,
Robin?
and everybody, I recently found out that an old friend of mine went to U of I, and
What
I
is
didn't even
that?
know. I've known him for like 25 years at the University of Idaho,
Oh,
Wow.
and I was talking to him because I said, yeah, I was out. I saw him, and it was a little bit after I got back from Idaho with Lee, and I was like, yeah, I went on a little trip to Idaho and drove up to Moscow and all these different areas. He's like, yeah, I went to U of I. I'm like, I've known this guy for 25 years. I didn't know he went to U of I. So I was just asking him about it. And he said when he went to school there, it was a really small town.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was like, it's a small town, but it's pretty developed and is, it's a cool little town. And he was like, oh man, when I went there was like nothing up there, man. It was like one bar.
I looked
Still had,
into it back in the 80s at one point in time, and it was literally, like you said, nothing. It was just a one-horse town, truly. And it's grown so considerably over the past 30 years. It's insane.
Well, he
It's
still had
crazy.
Bill Thompson there, right? When did he? I mean, did
He's
he
been
just
there
get elected
25
for like his ninth
Yeah, he's
time
been
or
there
something?
since the 1600s or something, I think.
He was one of the founders of Moscow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and
He
Idaho
built-
itself.
He was building. He worked on the tunnels underground.
Yeah. So I want to ask our guest, how do you pronounce your
Yes.
name?
it's the Noel. Noel. Yes.
Noel?
Okay.
Yes, that's my name.
That's
Okay.
pretty, very
Very
pretty.
good.
What about you guys' names?
I'm Robin. Like the bird.
Yes.
That's
I'm
1-1 in the
I'm
blue.
1-1.
I'm Dago.
And my name's Joe.
Yep, I know that.
Yeah, I talk. See?
Yes, you can't talk. Yes, I can.
He's definitely real. He's not
Our
a
AI
cartoon.
talks.
I only look like a statue. I actually
Yeah.
am. I'm animated.
That fire, is that a real one in the back of you? That fire, that flame?
Me? No,
Yes.
no, it's on my
Oh,
TV.
that's
It's got
really
a very.
cool.
It looks very cozy, doesn't it? Noel?
Yeah.
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 Dago's got a very cozy lair.
Yes, everybody thinks it's
Yeah.
real, and I do it for the ambiance for everybody to be comfortable. So
Well, you don't like my lair? That the fantastic Amanda
yeah,
built.
he's a
Yours is scary, 1-1.
yeah, he's a vampire.
One is attractive. I'm sorry. I'm just saying.
That's
He's
okay.
very handsome.
Yes, he is.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's a
thank you.
handsome
Yes.
fella.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying. Okay.
You can say it.
Yeah. It's all good.
I don't tell you
Yes.
enough, 1-1. You're a very handsome fella.
We should do that more. We should. Yes.
Yeah, we should.
Yes, he should.
Dago's a handsome man.
I don't know
Robin
about
is
all
a
that.
hottie, and she's a beast on production.
Yes.
Emmy is a cute girl. A
There
cute
you go.
woman.
There you
Yes.
go.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
And Noel, you seem like a very lovely young
Thank
lady
you.
yourself.
Yes. Thank you. Yes,
You're
I
welcome.
am. I'm trying.
How long have you
I was
been on YouTube, Noel?
2016 to
2016?
Oh,
Okay.
2016. Yes.
Fine,
Yeah.
good.
What kind of content do you do, Noel?
I do a lots of fun outgoing live streams, food review sometimes.
Oh, okay.
My
Food-
shorts, yeah.
It's cool.
Cool.
And I
Very
do
good.
live streams, shorts, everything. And my channel is popping. Yes, it is. Yep.
Nice.
Good
Nice.
to
Yes.
hear. Good deal.
Yes, it is.
What got you into true crime?
What's got me in true crime? I watched these in it's called, what's that show called?
Oh, the ID channel?
Investigation. Yes.
Yes,
Yes. Yep.
investigation.
ID. Yes,
Yeah,
ID.
I watched
Yes.
a lot of that stuff
Yep.
too.
Yes.
Investigation
Yep.
Discovery. That's what it's
Yes,
called.
yes,
Yeah,
that's called. Yes, I sometimes watch that. I used to. Yes, that's what I got into it. Yes.
Well, we're gonna have to
Very
ask
My
you to
mom.
send people to our channel, Noel.
Yeah.
Like which ones?
Well,
My
anybody.
friends.
Your
Okay.
channel's popping. You said.
Yes,
So.
Yeah.
my channel is.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So we, hey man, throw some love our way.
Your channels are Willie's the not, or no? Your channels are not
We like to
popping.
think they're popping, but you
No,
know.
they're doing okay, but
Doing
I don't know
okay.
about popping, but I'm doing okay. I can't complain. Lee does very well.
We're headed for 14,000 subscribers, so I think we're doing all
14?
right.
That's a lot. Is it or no?
Like everything
That's a
else,
lot.
he's bigger than me too in that section. So you know, it is what it is.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
It is what it is. I'm going towards 12 right now. So
12 right
Yeah.
now. What's your channel?
the True Crime Cafe with Dago.
Can you post it in the bat chat? I can subscribe to it.
Yes, ma'am. No problem.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
So I wanted to ask you if you have been following what Candace has been saying about the Charlie Kirk case.
No.
I know what that is. Charlie Kirk case.
Yeah, because we don't follow it that closely, but we'll comment on it.
So is he in the jail? Is that guy Willie in jail, or is that guy?
No, hon, he's deceased.
Okay. No, I mean the
you're talking
shooter.
about Tyler Robinson.
Oh,
Yes.
the Robinson.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
he's in jail, but they're having hearings right now, like preliminary. There, I think it's still pretty preliminary right now. But like
what is she saying?
A lot of the stuff that's coming out now, it seems like, because you remember how Candace, after she met with Erica Kirk, she kind of like shifted.
She changed
a little
definitely
bit.
Yeah.
And the last few shows that she did, she is going after Turning Point USA,
Really?
like
big time.
I mean, like a whole other
big time.
Whole other level though. Like she's the last show, she you know how Candace, she doesn't tell you what she thinks is happening. She'll tell you the information that implies, and you can kind of tell what she's implying.
Right.
Well, she was dropping a lot of stuff about like the Romanian angels and things related to child trafficking.
Oh, wow.
And like, so she just, if you understand, for anybody listening, if you understand the way that she does things,
you got to read between the lines with her. 100%.
You got to read between the lines.
Yeah.
And she was dropping some major bombs.
I'm gonna I'll have to pick that up.
I'll listen to her show while I'm doing stuff, when I'm running errands.
Tyler Robinson kid is in jail. Like how when they found that out? Like they
watched him jump down off the building, they're saying, after the shooting happened, and then he took off. They found the weapon, the alleged weapon. Yeah, and then he was arrested and went to jail, right?
his dad was decalling for
Yeah, I
to be
mean
arrested.
that's kind of like one of the original stories, but the
Right,
story
yeah.
seems to shift.
It's changed around a lot. Yes.
And Noel, I don't know if you followed the case. They have this video footage of him on the roof after the
Yes.
shooting, but they won't show if they had the video of him actually
Why
shooting.
is that? Oh.
You know, actually
Yeah.
firing
Yeah.
the shot.
Right. That's what Candace
Even though they
was
have
making
the
a big deal
camera
about. Right.
of the area where he was. So there were cameras that they would have the footage, but they have not showed footage of him actually shooting. So there's a lot of controversy
That
if
makes
he
sense.
was really involved directly or if he was set up or whatever. So we get pretty crazy with some of our theories, but we haven't really dug that deep into that one lately. We've kind of put that on the back burner. I was just giving a little update about
Yeah.
somebody that covers that case.
I
So
mean, the
don't
biggest
really,
problem with that. Sorry, go ahead.
I
bud.
was just gonna say this comment.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I don't really agree with this comment. You're entitled to your opinion. I do agree. We've talked about it multiple times. Candace definitely has a reach to all kinds of crazy government people, and
Yeah.
who knows what she's been involved with too. But I don't know if I would believe she gives zero fucks. I think there is enough. I do think that she was friends with Charlie Kirk. I do think that, you know, she toured with him for 2 years.
Yeah.
I don't think that's, you know, she showed some of the videos and said, you know, yeah, could it be, you know, could she be acting and making I don't think she's making me. I do think that she was friends with
Does
Yeah,
she
there's-
wait? One. What did the comment
so
say?
cute.
Did the
I'm
comment
sorry.
say she gave 0
Mm-mm.
fucks?
Oh.
It says Candace gives 0 fucks. That's what
I
the
think what they're
comment is.
saying is she doesn't give a fuck. She'll say whatever she
Oh,
wants.
okay. I was okay,
that's
that makes sense.
a true statement there. Yes.
Yeah, because when people
that
say,
I would agree with.
when
that
people say someone
yes.
gives 0 fucks, it means
Right,
like
right.
they're gonna fucking say, pardon my French, whatever they need to
Yeah.
say.
No,
And
Candace
she
definitely
absolutely does do that. Yes.
she'll rustle any feathers. She doesn't care. I agree with that, definitely.
Yeah, so that's how I would interpret.
Yeah, that's
that
probably what they
comment.
meant. It's
But
the
anyway,
it's the
I
whiskey.
wanted to bring that up
I
just
have a big glass
because-
of whiskey. So
That's
Oh, boy.
it's really good. What's the kind? What kind of whiskey is that?
what kind of whiskey?
Yes.
It's called it's a Scottish whiskey. It's called Aberlour 16.
So good. Is it really
very
good?
smooth.
I never.
Very smooth.
Okay,
Yeah.
that makes.
One's usually smoking a cigar on here too, Noel. but
Yeah.
he's not tonight.
Where's your smoking it? Where's your cigar? One. Like where?
He's always got his cigar. And his
Yeah,
drink.
I do, but not on the weekend. On the weekend I'm
On a weekend. Okay.
yeah, I'm here. I'm inside. If I smoke inside here, my wife will throw me out. So
Hey, one. I'm just throwing some stuff out there. We're just shooting the shit. Like you guys tell me. I don't drink whiskey anymore, but
What?
when I used to drink whiskey, have you ever had Powers? Whiskey?
No, I have not.
guys?
What is that? No.
It's an Irish whiskey, and it's like everybody knows Jameson, which is really not a high-end whiskey.
Right.
Powers is like a higher end of
Yeah, I
it's
don't
better,
think I've
it's
had
way
that.
better than Jameson's. It's real smooth. That was like, it's been years since I've had whiskey, but I remember that was like a pretty good.
Whiskey
Yeah.
is so interesting for you, or is it really good for you, or is it bad?
It's probably not that good if you drink a lot of it. That's why I don't drink it anymore.
That's why I quit drinking too, because I drank a lot for a long time.
Yeah, I'm Irish, so I grew up in a culture where like you start taking sips of stuff throughout your whole life. It's just
Same with the Italian culture, yes.
Yeah, it's in Italians. You go to dinner and I'm
We were
part
given wine
Italian
at 10 years old, right?
You know, my
So,
grandmother's from Naples, you know, and my mother's mother. So you have wine at the dinner table. Like as a kid, you can sip on wine. So I got the schizo mix of Irish and Italian.
That's you fight with yourself in the mirror every morning on the way up.
Yeah. I mean, I grew up with 7 brothers and sisters too to prove it
That's
in case anybody
lots
doubts
of
me.
Nice.
siblings. That's a lot.
Yes.
But
yes.
anyway, sorry guys, I went off on a
That's
tangent there.
That's okay.
I
So
wanted to throw that
JJ,
out.
I don't think I ever asked you. I know it was brought up. I keep bringing it up on Dago's show. They're probably gonna throw me out soon. Have you ever looked into this Jonah Chapin fellow?
Oh, I quit. I'm out. I'm done. No, I'm a damn telephone. I'm just kidding.
What is that?
It's the
So-
guy that was involved in the Idaho 4 periphery of the case.
Yeah.
I know the basics about him. He was allegedly involved in drugs.
So he shows up. This is to remind. He's at the food truck.
Okay,
little bit
but he
after
was
Kate-
involved in drugs, right?
Oh, he's super drugs. He was arrested
Right.
like
Yeah.
3 days later.
Yeah.
He got sentenced like 48 months. He was caught with this guy Forrestberg and Forrestberg's girlfriend with all kinds of fentanyl pills, brass knuckles, methamphetamines, like all kinds of crazy stuff.
Which
Yeah.
guy was he at the grub truck? Do you remember like what he did he
we
stand
actually
out?
so on the show, on Dago's show earlier, it's the time stamp is 1:56:54 that
Okay.
he makes an appearance. So he kind of shows up a little like kind of after the girls have just left. But the thing is with him, he's supposedly like, I can't say I definitively know. I don't know this guy I don't know him personally, obviously, but he's supposedly like very, very high, like in the drug, hierarchy. Like everyone keeps talking about like the Bailey and some of these other people, and supposedly like he's even above them. And it's just interesting to me that the fact that he makes an appearance like right there,
I have to go
right
back
before the
and-
murders.
Yeah, because I have to go back and rewatch.
I'm not saying that he did the murders, but
Yeah.
if there was something going on in the area like that was drug involved, he probably has some kind of say or some kind of know about it. So
Yeah.
I just didn't
wouldn't
know.
doubt it.
I just didn't know if how much you knew about. Oh, and I did look. Someone sent me some info earlier. He's on a U.S. Marshal hold right now, which is very interesting.
Oh, isn't that
Which guy
interesting?
is it? What is going on with this guy? I don't never.
Oh, you're muted.
Well,
You're muted.
He very
There he goes.
possibly may have something to do in the Idaho 4 case that we've been
Oh.
covering. That's
Yeah.
all. And
Noel,
Yeah.
Noel, have you followed the Idaho 4 case?
I know I was following this woman the backup the car and she got shot.
Karen
Are
Reed.
you talking about the ice raid thing in Minnesota?
Oh,
Yes.
sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
Because we've been following the Idaho 4 case for a long time. It happened in 2022, and it's a really complicated case. So there's a lot of like side information and really specific details about it. So it's kind of one of the cases that we all have talked about for, a really long time, actually. I know that we've all followed it for the whole time, for what? It's been 3 years. Right, guys? It's been 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years.
Like
Yeah.
that.
Why did she got shot? Like,
Are you talking
why
about
did-
the
Yes.
recent case?
Yes, the recent case. Like, can we? Yes, like.
That's a pretty
And
what is
Well,
she talking about? The
we-
ice
that
case?
gir-
yeah, that's
Yeah.
a pretty
The ice.
heated
I don't-
debate.
Yeah, we don't really get into stuff like that here too much
Oh.
because sometimes it can get pretty political.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that we don't really get into that kind of stuff a whole lot. We you know can kind of discuss it a little bit, but that
I did today
yeah.
a little bit on my channel. It was a little rough, but
So cute.
Yeah.
although JJ dropped it on us.
Yeah.
I mean, it just happened, and when
I
something
know.
that big
Yeah,
happens, it's
That's
and
an
I
attack.
I sometimes forget because I don't buy into the politics.
Right.
I sometimes
Right.
forget that it
Right.
triggers a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Definitely.
And so
Definitely.
in fact, when DA and I when we first met, literally we had just met. I met him for a drink at CrimeCon, and we got into this to like crime stuff, but you can't talk about certain things and with the climate of the world right now without something connecting to politics.
Sure.
So we didn't get into a political discussion or anything, but we did get into sort of that we think it's all BS.
Yeah.
And another thing too, it's never been clarified because one time somebody was busting my nuts in the chat when DA was like, said that, Joe reached out to me and I was going to be in Denver or whatever. And I actually reached out to Robin. It was Robin that I communicated with first. Because DA said, hey, I'm going to be in Colorado. If you're on the way, let us know and maybe we can meet up. So I reached out to him. Said, yeah, man, I'm right on. I didn't know what route he was taking to get to Denver. Right. And then when I eventually got in touch with Robin, she put me in touch with DA. That's how DA and I met. And I was on vacation at the time, and I was like, he's talking about CrimeCon. I'm like, I didn't even know it was in Denver. And that's how it all happened. I was like, yeah, I'm on vacation. I'll go down there for 1 or 2 days. And then DA and I met up for a drink, and that's how we ended up meeting. So anyway, that's the backstory.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Do you guys know each other in real life, or some of you guys?
One in Lee, and obviously JJ and Lee do for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
I haven't met anybody in person though. But
DA, but we all kind of know each other because we've spent quite a few hours talking with each other about some pretty heavy stuff.
Yep.
But we have private phone calls as well offline here sometimes too, so that helps.
Right.
And I'm sure I'm gonna be back east in August, so I'm sure if you're around, we can try to meet up.
There you go.
I won't be that far from the city.
Hell, me and one are actually, we could probably meet up. We're pretty close from where I'm at too. Ohio to New York is like nothing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Ohio, you
can pick me up on the way, Dago. I'm in PA.
Dago.
Yes, ma'am.
Dago, where are you from? Ohio.
Yes, ma'am.
Same with me as well too.
Oh,
yes,
wow.
Dago.
Yes, I'm in Northeast Ohio. I'm in between Cleveland and Akron.
Oh.
Where do you live, Noel?
In Ohio.
Whereabouts? Like what part of the state?
The Cleveland.
Oh, nice. I've hung out in Cleveland a few times.
Okay.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, I've hung out.
We're somewhat close then. Yeah, I'm
about.
Yes, we are. I'm about 35 minutes from Cleveland, where I'm at.
35.
One doesn't sleep.
35 minutes.
The answer is no.
One doesn't sleep.
No, I have a hard boss. He's a slave. He makes me like a slave. We're working to the bone.
And one is from where?
One's from New York.
New York. Okay. I can
Hear
Hear
it?
the
See
accent.
that.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
from New York.
Yes,
From New York.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's got a strong
Forget
island
about
accent.
it.
Strong
That's
accent.
why when
Forget
he
about
talks
And you,
about
Joe?
Lee, you hear him
You,
calling him
Joe?
the boss.
I'm originally from the New York City area, but I live in Colorado now.
Okay. That
Up in the
makes
For
mountains.
quite a while. I've lived
In
in
the mountains.
Colorado for quite a long time.
We're
But
a-
I'm originally a Brooklyn boy, moved to
Oh,
Jersey, grew up in
okay.
Jersey. But I spent the first 9 years of my life in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn.
How was that? That was
Probably rough.
probably rough.
It wasn't a fancy neighborhood when I was growing up. It was very very kind of working class, Irish, Italian.
Mm-hmm.
Noelle, have you ever seen the movie Saturday Night Fever
I think so.
with
Yes.
John Travolta? It was like it's an
Yes.
older movie,
Yes.
but it's like
yes.
disco.
Yes.
That was filmed in
Disco.
Bay, and part of that was filmed in Bay Ridge, where I'm originally from, where my family's from, and all my relatives are from there. So I grew up
Very
amongst a lot of Italians, a lot of Irish, and my Italian grandmother lived with us when I was growing up. So
There you go. What part of
That's
which direction in PA are you, Robin?
Yes, Robin.
Oh, I'm in probably like right almost a smack dab in the middle of the state. So central PA pretty much.
Okay.
Yep.
where are you?
Yeah,
Where are you
closer
in
to
relation
Harrisburg,
to
kinda.
Pittsburgh, Robin?
We're about 4.5, 5 hours away from
That's
Pittsburgh.
a
So
cute cat. Is that a cat?
no, thank
Yeah,
you.
Robin's
Thank you.
got
His name is
welcome.
Coda. And
I'm
he
an
goes crazy.
hour. I think I'm an
Well-
hour and a half from Pittsburgh myself. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Both of my nephews
good.
graduated from Pitt.
Okay.
Really? That's cool.
Nice.
I've been there. It's cool. I actually liked Pittsburgh when I was there. I thought it was a pretty cool city, but I didn't get to spend a ton of time there. But I like the landscape of it. I like kind of industrial looking stuff, and I liked it. I don't know what it's like now. I haven't been there in a
It's
long
rough.
time, but
It's rough.
hey, Robin, when I go back east, maybe you and one and I can meet up somewhere.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
But one, I don't want to
Because-
force myself
Because I'm
on
not too far off from New York, really. I'm about 2.5 hours away from New York. So
We could work something out.
you.
yeah.
We'll see. We'll see
Yeah.
what happens. So,
Well, I guess
do you
it's
guys
about that time.
Well, we
What?
can
One
give a
one
little,
has the Discord or no? Does he have a Discord?
huh?
Say
Oh, you
again, huh?
guys.
I didn't hear the question.
I'm saying all of you guys have it. The Discord, like
I think
Yeah,
we're all
Diego,
in.
what's
We're
your
all in the
Discord?
Discord that they
Yeah.
put in a private chat for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
we're on the Discord for this channel for sure. You should get on there.
I
Yep.
could text you guys to make to know you guys more.
Sure.
Yeah,
Interesting.
definitely.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
It's always
That'd be
nice
awesome.
to meet new people and to get more to know about, or to get to know people better. Sorry.
And it
That's
was
right.
very nice to meet you, Noelle.
Nice
Thank you
to-
for joining
Yeah,
us.
very nice to
meet
meet
you
you.
too.
Absolutely. Thank you for
Alright.
joining us tonight.
We really enjoyed it. So
Yes, same with me
well,
too.
guys, thanks so much everybody for coming out. We had a fantastic time as always. Hopefully, crossing our fingers for DA
Oh,
with this test and everything. The drone is going to add a lot to the channel, I think.
the drone.
I really do.
Yep.
Yep, I really do.
Yep.
And I was just
We
gonna.
got a
Oh,
super
Dorothy,
sticker.
thank you. Yeah,
That on
thank you.
My side or your side or
I don't know.
I never know. I
always
just
have trouble telling.
I don't know how you tell.
I think it's
just-
on your side.
It might
It
be
is,
on
your
it is,
side.
yeah. It's
Oh,
on my
look at
side.
that cat! It's so
Yep,
cute,
that's awesome.
standing up.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
my
Hold on.
gosh.
Thank you, Dorothy, so very much. Very much appreciated. Very generous, and God bless, Dorothy. Thank you.
Oh my God, that's a cute cat, Robin. It's what is it? The
Oh,
kind
thank
of
you.
it. The kind of it. The cat is what?
He's
What
just
kind?
a regular old cat.
He looks like an orange tabby, I think.
So
Yeah, but he's not a specific breed. He's just an
Oh.
American type short hair cat.
Gotcha.
So,
Gotcha.
but he's funny. He does some crazy stuff, that's for sure.
He likes the camera.
Boy,
Yes, he does.
And is
Boy.
the girl or a boy? Oh,
Boy. Yep,
that's
he's
cute.
a boy. Yeah, he's how old is he now? He's
How
about
old
10,
is-
I guess, something like that. So, yep. So, but we'll be here tomorrow night again, 6
Singing
p.m.
So my
Pacific.
time is what? It's
What are you-
11:04
It would be
It'll
9
be 9
p.m.
here.
o'clock tomorrow night.
9
Eastern.
9,
o'clock.
yeah. You're in the
Are
same
9
you
o'clock
state.
Eastern.
We have
gonna
the same
send
time.
out the links or no? Are you gonna send out the StreamYard link?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
we'll,
Yeah,
we'll
there'll
be
be a link.
advertising it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Make sure
Thank
you
have
come
a-
over to the Discord so you get the notification, Noel. Make
Okay,
sure
that makes
so
sense.
that you get the
Yes.
notification of when it's definitely going to go live. So 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, and we're going to be discussing the Kurt Cobain case. So
Yeah.
Cobain
make
case, yes.
sure that's
Make sure you
gonna
tell all
be-
your friends, Noel. Tell everybody
Yes,
to come
make
I
over
sure
and
you
join
will.
us
I
tomorrow.
tell your
will.
poppin' channel. They can
Yeah.
eat all their snacks that they're gonna make and
Yep.
come watch us over
There
there.
you go.
Yep, it is. Subscribe
Well,
to
thanks so much
mine
for coming out,
too.
guys.
Absolutely
Yep.
will do.
Subscribe to mine, please.
so much.
Yes. Thank you. Yes, thank you.
You're so
Thank
welcome.
you.
night,
Thank you,
guys.
everybody.
Yes,
Thank you,
welcome.
Noel. It was very nice
Yeah.
to
Very
meet you.
nice
Yes.
to meet you too.
Good night, everybody.
Have a great night,
Good
everybody.
night,
Good night.
everybody. See you guys tomorrow.
Bye.